So my first recollection of Mario was his appearance in Donkey Kong. And while it was a very fun game, he wasn't like a character. It's funny, Donkey Kong was the star of that game despite being the villain. And you didn't play as Donkey Kong until Nintendo 64's, or no, I'm sorry. Yeah. Was it? Or was it on the Super Nintendo? Donkey Kong Country. My mistake. Regardless, Mario was like the sub-character, if you will. And Donkey Kong was the star, where Pac-Man was the first, like, Mario-type character. Let me tell you, Pac-Man was everywhere. And if I put Frogger to the side, then we'll focus on the Pac-Man unit. And the reason why this was so huge is because everyone had Pac-Man fever. It was a freaking song on the radio. It was massive. Pac-Man everything. So this is really the first true video game mascot for Bandai Namco. Now, Coleco put this unit out with Midway before, I got a freaking fruit flying here, before the Atari 2600 got a cartridge of Pac-Man. This came out before. This was a huge deal. Now, these little mini arcade units, they are at Target now, so they kind of lost a little bit of their novelty because companies do try to mimic these. But forever, this was like the mini arcade console. And this, in some ways, is the first kind of handheld unit, even though I think Game & Watch was out as well by Nintendo. But this had so much charm and appeal because it had that look of an arcade cabinet. They made Frogger, Pac-Man, they did make Donkey Kong, and there's two more. One of them is really rare and hard to find. I happen to have these two. I don't hunt these anymore because video game collecting is very obnoxious with pricing and with availability. It's a weird culture, video games. Video games were my first passion. I always, of course, loved toys and, but video games were like something I was really passionate about. And that has really waned over the years. But I love this unit. It still works. This thing drove my mom nuts because if you will listen when it comes on, it is, yeah, that, there's no headphones. So that drove my mother crazy. Let's turn this off and just see if we can pick some of it up. And there's little Pac-Man going to work. He's on the left side. And there's the ghost. It's not a bad representation of the game. It's just that damn sound effect. Good God. Let's take a look at Frogger. Here's the Frogger unit. And this is released in the same year. And I actually prefer this one. I actually preferred Frogger overall to Pac-Man. Real quick. And this is Sega and Coleco teamed up, which is really strange. I never thought Sega had anything to do with Frogger. That would be a cool toy. If you are looking into purchasing one of these, be wary. The bottom is often missing. Kids would lose and break this bottom piece, and that makes keeping the batteries in it a real pain in the buttocks. And what else is unique is this looks like it's set up for a lefty. It's weird because usually this is on the left side and you hit the button with the right, but there's no real jump button. I don't know if you ever played Frogger, skill 1, skill 2 for 2 different difficulties. This is much more charming to listen to. Much easier on the ears, and this doesn't have a demo. The Pac-Man had a demo, so I will zoom in and try to play one-handed. I'm going to get that freaking frog across that street. That boy got to go home. So you got your little frog. Got the cars. A little break right here. You got your turtles. And I died. I'm against the time here, I guess. They are timing me. Oh, there's a timer on the bottom. I forgot about that. Hope that picks up. It's kind of blurry. My apologies. There we go. Got one. So these were the first Game Boys, and they're very charming. You know, if you're looking to collect one, oh, I think they made Popeye too. Popeye was a fun game. So that's it for these little mini arcades. Like I said, Pac-Man was Mario before Mario. Very interesting. He also had an awesome cartoon. If you're bored today, YouTube the Pac-Man cartoon. Came on Saturdays. I mean, everybody had a cartoon back in the day. I loved it. Take care. Have fun.